So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little season review. I know the season's not finished yet, but I just want to do a little chat about the season and what I think we can take out of it going into 223, 224. Now, obviously the start and mid part of the season was really disappointing, and you can't really argue against anything other than that. But a lot of players that we sort of deemed, more or less surplus to requirements, have sort of fought their way back. People like Fabinho, people like Curtis Jones, Trent is even he wasn't surplus to requirements, but he wasn't playing his best football. So there's a lot of more positives that I can take and I can look into next season than there was, let's just say, 8 weeks ago. So Europa League, I'll take that. I definitely will take it, because it's as a football fan, you kind of greedy. You want as many games in the calendar as possible, because that's what we all live for. We all absolutely love working our working weeks, going to work. As Shankly used to say, these go to work all week, give them what they want at the end of the week. We all work to Liverpool games, and if you ask any Liverpool fan what is the most horriblest part of the year, every single Liverpool fan, 99.9% of Liverpool fans would say the season ending to pre-season. We hate it. It's the worst. Honestly, it makes you realise what life would be like without football and Liverpool in it. It's like a hole. It's like an empty hole in your soul. It really is. So Europa League football to me it's another sort of schedule in my diary that I can put in where I go, yeah, looking forward to that. So it's an ability to blood youngsters in some of the games at Anfield where we're playing lesser opposition. And then you'll have 1, 2, 3 at least major fixtures in the calendar if you get all the way to the final. There will be some big guns like Manchester United this year play Barcelona and Sevilla and stuff like that. There will be some games in it where you go, I'm kind of looking forward to this one. I mean, you're telling me now it looks like possibly Roma, somebody like not AC Milan. I don't know where AC Milan are in the league. Teams like, I don't know, just some, Dortmund, stuff like that. If the sides that we meet in a European final, then it doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter if it's a Champions League final and we're playing, Borussia Dortmund or Roma or somebody Napoli. Whether it's the Champions League final, which we want to be in, obviously, or a Europa League final, it's getting yourself up in the morning, it's getting the butterflies in your stomach, because it's a final, and every single Liverpool fan wants to see us lifting trophies. Because when we're arguing with rival fans on social media, it's always down to how long it's been since you've won a trophy. So winning trophies just shuts them up, and that's what we all want. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to the Europa League because it's better than the Conference League, and it's certainly better than no Europe at all. It also gives Klopp a little bit more of an extra couple of bows in his armour to have a word with John Henry about, because John Henry and him had a meeting around about the time that we were about 11th in the league. So John Henry would have been looking at his finances based on the fact that we possibly are not going to be in Europe next year, so we can take away a guaranteed 5 or 6 games at Anfield off the finances, and then we can take away the possibility of winning it and going quite far into the competition. You can earn really good money in the Europa League. I know that Rangers earned, I think, 60 million the year they got to the final. So, and obviously with the Anfield Road end being open, and we'll have 61,000 fans in the ground now with an extra 7,000 seats, then you can clearly say that, by the way, if you've not been to a Liverpool game because you can't get tickets in years, there's no excuse. Because I can absolutely categorically guarantee you this now: Europa League is your chance to go. because it won't be a sellout, as in on the sale to members and everything. It will possibly, depending on the opposition, not possibly, it will, because I went to every Europa League game under Klopp's first season, so I know it will go to a general sale probably, just to try and get the 61,000 in the ground. You probably get crowds of 56, 57, 58, 59,000 depending on the opposition, and if it's a big one, you'll get the 60 to 61. So if you want to go to Anfield, then I'd take a day off for Thursdays next year, because that is your best chance of getting there. So there's no excuses, and the ticket prices will be pretty decent as well. You're probably looking at 25 to 42 to 45 pound, again depending on the opposition. So that's what I'm going to do. That is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and make every Europa League group stage game next season, if I can. If I can, or at least one of them, because I like to just pay a visit down to Anfield a couple of times a year. Bear in mind, I live in Bridgerweir, Scotland, so it's a long way away. So, yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. It looks like McAllister is going to be done. A lot of people are panicking. If you go on every website going, it will say, oh, well, by the way, Man City are in for him, blah, blah, blah. And then you get the usual comments off the FSG, like, here we go again. FSG won't even give him the wage he wants. I'm going to respond to them. Do you really think that Alex McAllister is going to be asking for more than Bobby Firmino? Do you think he's going to be getting more than Naby Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain? No. He's at Brighton. He's probably on about 40 grand a week at Brighton. So don't be using bullshit like FSG won't pay the wage, because it was you people that were saying that when they wouldn't pay for Mo Salah. And how much is Mo Salah on? 350 grand a week. So let's stop getting them early little digs in at FSG, and let's do what I've said from day one. We're all watching, including me, right? Let's just wait until the window's open, because if they start it off with a £60 million or £60 to £70 million signing of McAllister, the ball's rolling, and it won't end there. And what I'm going to do is, as from next season, if Liverpool do what I expect them to do, it's go out and spend 150 to 200 million, right? Then I will never listen to FSG out again. I won't even allow it on my group. I'll just say go and create your own one, because we'll be on the cusp of going into a second era under Klopp. We'll also have the new Anfield Road end at 61,000. We'll have a great new squad, and it's time to get behind the players, not pretend to be a board member or chief executive or sports committee. Be a supporter. And if you're coming on to this group after we've done that, all right, if it doesn't happen, feel free, sure, freedom of speech. But if you're really still going out for our owners after we go and do that this season, because like Klopp says, it's never going to be enough what we do for some people. I just don't want the negativity on the group. I want this group to be all about us talking about the things that matter, which is Liverpool on the pitch. So that's all I'm going to say to that. And it isn't me going, if you don't agree with me, then go. No, it isn't that. This is my group, right? Live Bird TV is what I created, and I want it to be a fan group, not a chairman group, not a board of directors, not somebody that puts FSG out every time we draw a game or lose a game, not somebody that puts Klopp out if Klopp loses a couple, because that's all the same network of people. They're like a cancer to the fan base, right? And I don't want them around me. I don't want any negativity around me. I'm a believer. I was the guy that put up a status 8 weeks ago saying that we could win the last 9. I'm looking like getting 8.5 right, because I believe in Klopp. I believe in the owners. I believe in this squad, and I believe that we're going to go into phase 2 now, and we're going to win trophies. And in that new beautiful home kit, I just can see it. That kit's iconic. It goes back to the Shankly days. It goes back to the '99 kit that Fowler used to wear. That is an iconic kit, and it deserves trophies. So yes, I'm buzzing about that. I'm just going to read some comments that are coming through. Sam J. Edwards, I agree with you, mate. You say that all the time, mate. And I would take that too. You never walk alone. You never walk alone too, mate. Peter McDougall, hey buddy, hope you're well. Roll on the transfer window. I think there'll be 2 done as soon as the last game of the season is done. Well, that's how Liverpool normally do it, Peter. They normally do it really quickly, don't they? It's like bang, bang, bang. It's no pissing about. It's bang, bang, bang. And from what I know, the players return to the AXA training facility on the 8th of July. So that gives us a window of 5 weeks. Klopp's going to want them players signed before they piss off on holiday. He's going to want them deals done from the end of this month to the first week of June, right? So I think what you're going to see is you're going to see an influx of 3 to 4 players in that period. So I actually think it'll go like this: McAllister, Gravenberch, and then I think it will be 2 more unknowns, probably Nico Barella, because Nico Barella, I mean, and even Mason Mount. You know, Mason Mount, Chelsea are saying they want 80 million. Chelsea know they're not going to get 80 million for him. He's in the last year of his contract, because clubs will just wait till January and he can sign a pre-contract. So if you can leave Mount until the last couple of weeks of the window, then you'll probably get him for 50. But the reason why Chelsea are saying 80 is because they'll get 50 for him. But if they said 50, they'd get 30 for him. So you can see what Chelsea are doing. They're trying to recover most of their money. So anyway, going into the season, a lot of positives to take out of it. Trent Alexander-Arnold's new position is definitely one. He's just been called up to the England squad, which shows you that Gareth Southgate even sees the difference. You've got Curtis Jones, who looks like a new signing. Fabinho looks like he's found his legs again. He's only 29. He's still got another 2 years left in him. I would still go and get Sofyan Amrabat. I'm a massive fan of Amrabat, and I really do believe that he could be a great anchor man in midfield. I rated him so much at the World Cup. He was like a Fabinho. So I'm a big fan of Amrabat from Fiorentina. Going on to also that lad from Holland as well. It's not Tillman, is it? I can't remember his name now. But there's a lad that Virgil's been trying, Tinder or something like that. I can't remember his bloody name. But yeah, he's a centre half, and we do need another centre half, so I'd go for him. Cameron Kelleher, I'm hearing, could be used as a make weight in the McAllister deal, so possibly we could pay 60 million for him and then give them Kelleher and it'd be 40. So that's one to keep an eye on, because Klopp did say that he's not for sale, but unless a ridiculous offer came in for him. Ridiculous is 20 million. Let's not forget he's a second choice keeper, but a fabulous second choice keeper. And he can play out from the back, so he's Brighton's perfect solution in goal. 20 million with, say, bonuses, as well added on, and also a sell-on clause. That's what I'd put on. So anyway, keep going through the comments. Hey buddy, hope you're well. Yeah, we read that one. Deal's going to get it done early. Our new sporting director is in. Yeah, that tells me that Klopp is in charge of transfers 100%, because he's bringing in his own sort of national sort of guy that he's always wanted to work. He's bringing in a German sporting director, which tells me Klopp made that decision. Klopp brought Schmidt in. So anyway, going on, Chelsea to play the game of their life tonight. I hope so, mate. I'll be watching it. It'd be nice to see them to try and pull off a magic win at Man United, and then it'll go to the last game of the season. That'd be unbelievable, but you just never know. Make the last game of the English Premiership season interesting, knowing if we win. Knowing if we win and there was a big shock on the card, Man U were to get beat, then that would be amazing. Come on, Frank Lampard tonight. Totally agree with that. Done deals, and we will see after Sunday, but Bud can see that being done next week. I know managers wanting transfers in before international duty on his main targets, being the first in the door. Morning, Pam. Hope you're well. Yes, Amrabat, please. And yes, Pam, I actually knew when I said that you'd comment, because I know you're a big fan of him as well. Alex Scott, boys, football manager's dream. Yeah, the lad from Aberdeen. I know you're an Aberdeen lad yourself, Peter. So yeah, I know he's actually decent on Football Manager as well. I might try and sign him on the when I go on the game later. So yeah, so let's look at it like this. 8 weeks ago, we didn't really think we were going to finish in the Europa League. We thought, we might not even get in Europe. So we've done that. That increases revenue for next season massively, millions, by the way. So people, and not just that, it's the only trophy that Jurgen Klopp has never won, and it hurt. Cast your mind back to 2016. It really hurt when we lost in that final to Sevilla. It really did, because it was going to be Klopp's first trophy. In fact, I was at the League Cup final just before that. That would have been Klopp's first trophy. So I think you've got to remember the hurt we went through with Jurgen. We actually went, I think, was it the first three trophies we lost, which was the League Cup, the Europa League, and the Champions League. Our first 3 finals with Klopp we lost. So don't turn your nose up. And Klopp, I love the way Klopp speaks, because I get a lot of shit for the way I speak sometimes when I say that we have a spoilt brat fan base, and some of them are like, some of them are like spoiled kids, and Klopp says the same thing. And then when he came out the other day and said, I'm not too spoiled to say that we'll give it everything in the Europa League, I get what Klopp's saying, because neither am I. I've had some amazing nights in Europa League. And by the way, I'm not just saying this because we're not finishing the Champions League, because I was saying this when we were 11th, that I wanted us in the Europa League, because I remember being behind the goal at Dortmund. I remember the Roma game under Gerard Houllier. I remember the Barcelona game when McAllister scored the penalty. I remember the Man United game at Anfield over 2 legs and when Coutinho scored the chip at Old Trafford. These were great nights. Anfield is made for Europe. Anfield is legendary for Europe. So we have to be in Europe. Simple as that. And then it goes on here, let's just get some more comments here. Too many FIFA players, Ryan Bignell. Yeah, that's exactly it, mate. Exactly. I hope you're well, Ryan, mate. Say hello to your mum and dad for me and your sisters. So basically what it is try and take the positives out of this season. Curtis Jones, the re-emergence of Fabinho, the re-emergence of Trent. Nunes will get better. I'm actually going to put Nunes down for 25 Premier League goals next season. I reckon he'll get 10 more second season. So I'm going to get him to get 25, Salah to get 25 Prem goals. Do that as a double and also put Liverpool to win the league. I don't care. I'm putting that. I'll put Liverpool to win the league next season. And I'm putting Salah and Nunes to get 25 each. See what odds I get at the bookies. They should get good odds for that, really. For Nunes to get 25 Premier League goals and Salah to get 25 Premier League goals. That's 50 goals. But let's not forget, that's not a dream. Our new Fab Three has got a high bar to reach. So Diaz, Salah, and Nunes, right? And obviously got Jota and that can come in that as well, and Gakpo. But our old front three scored 90 goals in one season once. 90. So that's the standards that have been set by Bobby, Sadio and Mo. So if we can get a settled front three now, I mean, I know we keep rotating it, but I would like Klopp from the start of next season to go with his best three. And I think it's this. I think it's Gakpo in the number 9 role. Nunes. Oh, this is difficult. I was going to say Nunes, but then where's Diaz? Nunes left side and Salah right side. We're just going to have to rotate it. Forget that. We've got too many good players to just say, right, we'll play like we did with my Firmino, Salah. They were a permanent fixture. I think we should change the front three with regards to the opposition we face. Anyway, I hope you're liking the quality coming through on my video. I've got a brand new camera, so it looks a lot clearer. I hope that my these sort of speech is coming through in time. It's all things I'm learning, by the way. Just because I've been doing this for a couple of years, don't mean I'm great at it. But when the season ends on Sunday, I'm putting a lot of effort into this channel as from next season. I'm going to get, see behind me here, I'm getting a wall, it's like a wall transfer, and it's Anfield, and it's like massive, and it looks like I'm actually sat in Anfield. It looks incredible. I've tried the virtual background, but it blurs me in the middle, so that's shit. So I want actually it looks like literally I'm sat in like a pundit, and you can see Anfield behind me. I'm getting that, and then I'm getting a podcast set, which will make my sound better and make me sound a bit like, Sam Matterface and Talk Sport, the radio. Sound like you're on the radio. And because the group is growing so quickly, we've actually had 3,000 members in the last 8 weeks, which is incredible. This group is growing at 100 a day at the moment, 50 to 100 a day. I'm welcoming people literally every few hours. It's going big, and it will go big. My last group, Doubters to Believers, got to 15,000, but then we had something go wrong with it, and that was sort of a private group, and I made a mistake of making it private because it was very difficult to get it past the 15k. With this, it's public, so everybody can see it. Even people that are not in Liverbird TV can see it on their newsfeed. So I'm hoping that will get us massive. Obviously, we'll get idiots. Obviously, we'll get fake accounts. But I'm more experienced now of doing this because I did let it affect me a couple of years ago. I was getting abused. I was getting my kids were getting threatened. I was getting called those names. I was getting threatened for bricks to be thrown through my window. None of it ever happened. It was just idiots behind devices, probably sat in their underpants eating Pringles at the mum's spare bedroom. But I let it affect me. But it wouldn't affect me now because I've been watching Red Men TV, I've been watching Arsenal Fan TV, and they get pelters all the time. Talk Sport gets pelters, White and Jordan gets pelters. You just got to let it go straight over your head and just delete them. So I'm going to really, really build this channel. I'm going to trademark the Liverbird logo, and I'm going to start doing caps and t-shirts. and stuff like that. I'm going to start making it a brand. I'm only 39 years old, and I was looking at the Arsenal Fan TV bloke, and he's massive, and the guy's in his 50s, mid 50s. So, you know, I could make this channel fantastic, and with your support, if you can all just subscribe to my YouTube channel, it's free. Just go on there, please, and just click the link and subscribe, because I need 1,000 subscribers on that to make it big. And if you can just share the group and send invites out, we'll get it big. So pre-season's going to be brilliant. I'm going to be doing loads of practice videos with my new equipment in the pre-season friendlies. I'm going to do watch-alongs in the pre-season friendlies to start getting the build-up and stuff like that. So really looking forward to it, and I hope you'll support me as a fellow Red that's done my best for yourselves and for the club when I worked at Anfield and stuff like that. So I hope I'll get a little bit of extra support, other than some other groups that are just run by people that just do it for numbers. I mean, I know some groups that are at 100,000, and a lot of them don't even have Liverpool fans in it. They have Chelsea, Tottenham fans, and it's just to get a group that's got a lot of numbers. I want quality on here, and there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of Liverpool fans out there that love the club. Don't matter whether you're in Merseyside L4 or you're in Timbuktu. If you love the club and you're decent, you're welcome on this channel. And none of this crap about what's the word they use in Liverpool? Oh God, there's a bloody word they use in Liverpool, isn't it? When you're outside from outside the city. I hate that. I really hate that. You can get Kostas is called the Greek Scouser, but yeah, people that live outside the city get called a certain word, which does my nut in. But anyway, going on to pre-season. So what we'll do is we'll do watch-alongs and all that, and we'll do sort of like new every time there's so don't think when the season ends on Sunday that there's basically going to be no content. There's going to be loads, because what I'll be doing is I'll be doing team lineups when we got a pre-season friendly. When we sign a player, I'll do an announcement video. I'll then do a Wikipedia video, which means I'll go through, the age of the player, the statistics, his career stats, where he was born, etc., all that. And then when we go through to each signing, and then transfer deadline day, I'll be doing a live one of them. And then when we start the season, I'll be doing the League Cup draw live, the FA Cup draw live, the Europa League draw live. There's going to be so much coming in. And one thing I want you all to get involved in, I started it a year ago, and it started well, but I didn't get a lot of people saying they wanted to come on, and that is Supporters View. Lorraine Rafferty, you've done it before, and you know what I'm talking about. It's where I go in a Zoom call with you and interview you on your highlights of being a Liverpool supporter. Tell you what, you'd be good at that, Peter, if you want to join me on it. And basically, I record the whole Zoom meeting interview, and then I put it onto the channel, and it's basically giving you a voice. We all go on YouTube, we all go on social media, and we see all of these people telling, all these famous people are brought on, and the podcasts are bringing in ex-legends. We all know what an ex-player is going to say about his love for the club and his memories, and ex-players. I want to know what the fans think. I want to know what your best game was. I want to know what your best memory was. I want to know how much you love Liverpool. So Supporters View is going to be my new show from next season, along with the Friday night show that I'll do every week. Every Friday night, 7 p.m, and that'll be hopefully joined with some guests like Craig Farrago, who's a steward at Anfield, one of my good friends. And I'll have a little word with the Liverpool Groove as well, and see if they want to come on, stuff like that. I'll use some of my contacts in Liverpool, and we'll have a preview show as well on Zoom, which will be brilliant live. So yeah, get subscribing to the YouTube channel. Keep on keeping on, as I always say, and you'll never walk alone.